Got an interview with Megyn Kelly and Trump. Good to see him in good spirits. Good to see him sitting down, talking, answering some hard questions. So I want to just jump right into this. I haven't had a chance to really take a look at it, so I want to do a reaction to this video with Trump and Megyn Kelly.
For years, you've been saying that the reason you didn't fire Anthony Fauci was because he'd been there for a long time, that you would have taken heat, that it would have created a firestorm, quoting your words. Then for the first time in May...
I also said I didn't listen to him too much.
I'm getting there. But then in May, you started saying, well, he's a civil servant, so I couldn't technically. The truth is, though, not only did you not fire Fauci, who is loathed by many, millions of Republicans in particular, but also some Democrats.
By the way,
you made him a star. You made him a star. This is the criticism of you, that you made him the face of the White House coronavirus task
you think so?
force, that he was out at every presser, that he was running herd for the administration on COVID, and that you actually gave him a presidential commendation before you left office. Wouldn't you like a do-over on that?
I would have to say, yeah, he definitely needs a do-over on that one. All right. Fauci got us in some trouble. All right. Trump should have been really hard on Fauci. That's pretty obvious. These people went wild with this COVID-19. They went wild with it. Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of people, in my opinion, that Trump should have been a lot harder on. All right. And fired the living crap out of him. Okay. Fauci's definitely one of them.
I don't know who gave him the commendation. I really don't know who gave him the commendation.
Presidential commendation. One went out to Mark
somebody
Milley,
probably handed him a commendation. But let me just tell you about Fauci. Fauci was very important in the Biden administration, much less important. If you know, he didn't want to stop China. He wanted to let everyone come in from China. I stopped it. I overrode it. I overrode many of the things he did. He was much less important to me. Now, with that all being said, he's been there for years. He was respected. He lost a lot of the respect because of COVID, but he was respected. And on COVID, if you know what I did, I let the governors run their states. And many of the governors opened up their states. Some of them didn't. Florida, by the way, was closed. But if you take a look at Henry McMaster, he had his state, South Carolina, open. You take a look.
The unelected bureaucrats have to go. Okay. We definitely don't need little mousy Fauci telling us what to do. All right. I can't wait until they actually get to the bottom of what actually happened here, because there's a lot of speculation around the COVID-19. OK, I'll just say that.
Look at South Dakota. Take a look at Tennessee. A lot of the states were not closed. And it's the federalist system. I allowed the governors to do that. I also allowed Democrat governors to do that. But I don't think none of them did it.
Wouldn't you like to go back and try to clip his wings? This guy was pushing mask mandates on us. He wanted the most extreme measure at every turn.
Okay, look.
Yes. The answer is yes. I would love to clip his wings. Like, wouldn't you? I mean, the average American would love to clip those wings. The only thing about Trump that I'm going to say out, look, I love Trump. He's just too nice. If he goes into the White House again with this nice guy attitude, they're going to eat him alive again. OK, they're going to eat him alive and take advantage of him. He needs to be harder. All right. We need to send Trump some testosterone supplements or something, man. I'm telling you, some Fedosia agrestis or something, bro.
I'm not one that blames a system that if you're civil service or if you have some other protection that you can't get fired, because I've done things that are a lot worse than that.
You're big on the firing.
So yeah, I fired a lot of people. I fired Comey, and that was one of the great firings. I fired Comey, and then I fired a lot of other people in the FBI, and they were great firings because the deep state, and they were at work, and they were not good people. But I was not a big fan of Fauci. If you look at Ron DeSanctimonious, this guy said the greatest things. I can give you articles that, well, Fauci's great. He's wonderful. We love him. We don't do anything without Fauci. This went on for months.
But he didn't listen to Fauci.
He did 100%. Look,
he shut down Florida.
He shut down.
Hold up. I remember Ron DeSantis going against all of that. Like I was about to move to Florida. He was giving Fauci all the smoke. OK, we should have never shut down, man. If that ever happens again, it's just going to destroy the entire economy. People are still trying to bounce back from what Fauci told them to do. Scared. I lost 50% of my clients in my other business automatically because they were scared. So Yeah, you like you said, clip those wings.
Down Florida.
For a month.
Oh, he shut it down for a lot longer. He shut down the beaches. He shut down the roads. He shut down a hospital. He was shutting down everything. He also had long lines of people getting the jab, as he called it. Let's all go get the jab. The guy tried to change history in Florida. Now, eventually Florida was open, but a lot of these other governors didn't shut.
Maybe I missed something. I mean, anybody remember back? We can go. I mean, I'm pretty sure we got the videotapes here, but I remember DeSantis going hard against the lockdowns. Not so much the vaccines right away, but he was going hard against a lot of that nonsense. He wasn't having it. That's what I remember. I don't know. Y'all leave the comments. Tell me what you remember. But yeah. It wasn't that long ago. I'm pretty sure we could find out real quick.
Down at all. South Dakota didn't shut down. McMaster, South Carolina, didn't shut down. Tennessee, there are states that didn't shut down at all. They probably did the best job.
But Ron DeSantis was under a lot of pressure, especially given the population, the age of a lot of Florida's citizens.
I'm not trying to blame anybody, but he should say, I closed it down. Eventually we opened it, but I closed it down. But I gave him the right to keep it open. If he wanted to, I let the governors make the determination as to whether or not to close it down.
But let me ask you this, because this is the number one question I asked.
Which was a good thing. Giving these governors the power to do as they saw fit. Obviously, we know what the left wanted to do. Lock everybody down, lock the schools down, close this, close that, with their little experiments. But most of the red states, I mean, I lived in Maryland at the time, and yeah, Hogan, it was just going along with everything they said, basically. Locking everything down, churches closed, liquor stores wide open. Okay. So, yeah. And then you have that. So, like I said, it wasn't that far back. We can actually go and pull up the videos and see. But yeah, I'm pretty sure DeSantis was he was pushing back against it pretty hard, I believe.
Ask my audience, what would you like me to ask President Trump?
Okay.
These are your fans.
Okay.
This is the number one question they wanted me to ask you. That you shut the country down for 6 weeks in spring of 2020. Operation Warp Speed.
Excuse me.
Rush through.
I didn't really.
Let me ask the question.
Megan,
this is my audience's question. I got to get it out.
But I let the governors shut down. Some did and some didn't.
Okay.
Some didn't shut down.
Operation Warp Speed, though.
Yeah.
That was on the vaccines. They were rushed through. They have helped, but also hurt a lot of people. And your White House actually supported mask mandates. So wouldn't you like a do-over on any of that?
Look, when this came in, nobody knew what the hell it was. It sounded like an ancient, pandemic. You thought that was from 200 years ago or from 1917. We never thought you'd have a pandemic. Nobody had any idea. We got word that bad things were happening in China right around the Wuhan clinic. And I was the one that said it was in the Wuhan clinic. Mm-hmm. And, I stuck with it, and it was absolutely. It came out of the Wuhan clinic. But you take a look, and what we did was, this was brand new. Nobody knew what the hell it was. There's dust. Somebody said there's dust coming in from China, and it's killing people in Italy, and it's killing people in France, and it's going to kill people here. And by the way, I shut it down to China. That was a big move. I saved thousands, hundreds of thousands of lives by doing it. But honestly, I don't blame a lot of people because nobody knew what it was. Now we do understand it somewhat. Nobody really understands it even now fully. But nobody knew what COVID was, and it wasn't even a name. I called it the China virus. I still do. I call it the China virus. It came out of China. They call it COVID and COVID-19. As far as the vaccine's concerned, you had the original COVID, and the vaccine had an impact on that. And there are some people, I will tell you, some friends of mine that are Democrat, I think they voted for me, but they're Democrat, very smart people, top people. They say, I don't understand one thing. Why don't you talk more about the vaccine? It was one of the greatest things you've ever done. Now think of that. They say to me, and I say, I'm not going to talk about it one way or the other. First of all, no mandates. I don't want mandates. I never had mandates. Florida sort of had a mandate because they were giving the vaccine. They were demanding everybody take the vaccine. It's another thing. But no mandates, no anything. I didn't demand anybody take it. But I have people on the other side, not my side, although probably there are some on my side too. They said, you saved 100 million people because I got it done in 9 months.
All right. Okay. So this vaccine stuff, man, I didn't take the vaccine. I would never do it. Okay. I know a lot of people would never do it. Never take it. I don't care who said to take it. All right. So, there are people who ran out there to get it and got scared and shook up and got it. We never believed in any of it. All right. So they cornered Trump up. I truly believe that they pressed him. They cornered him up. Like he's saying, a lot of people just didn't know what it was. But it came from China, and we know who used it to their advantage. I know that. I know we know who used it to their advantage. They didn't let it go to waste, like they said. They used it to do mail-in voting. Okay? So that's real. Anytime you got a situation with mail-in voting, because everybody's scared to come out, come on, man. I hope people don't put this together in their head already and not still believe in the lies. But Trump is he pressed that vaccine, man. He pushed it out there. That's one thing that I don't agree with. I don't agree with everything Trump. I do like his policies on business. I do like his policies on economy. I do like his policies on pro-life. I do like his policies on a lot of things. I probably agree with 98% of everything that he's all about. Seriously. But when it comes to that vaccine, when it comes to pushing, closing, locking down, and putting out them Democrats wanted that vaccine. Some people wanted it. Okay, some people trust the science. That's what they do. He knows that. He's not stupid. He knows that people trust the science, and he's got to be a rescue man for them. So if you want to take the vaccine, go ahead. That's at your own risk. Well, y'all tell me what you think in the comments. I mean, Trump's still my boy. They did him real dirty. I think he deserves another term because they lied on him. All right. So regardless of how they try to paint him, I'm still all about the policies. Tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, y'all. Until the next one.